Good morning, this is Rich Nelson with Allendale. Special update for you guys. Today's date is Friday of November 8th of 2019. Now, USDA gave us their monthly supply demand report here today for us, so all kinds of changes regarding production as well as demand and, of course, ending stocks on today's reports. As a reminder, USDA, as far as this November report, did a resurvey, I should say, of North Dakota and Minnesota specifically here. So that did account for some of the minor changes noted in production. Now, as far as production, compared with last month, USDA did drop yields from 168.4 to 167.0 for corn. So lower yields there, no change in acres as far as the main headline numbers on the acre side. And it looks like production was dropped about 118 million bushels. So we did see production decline there. However, keep in mind for corn, USDA was active in dropping feed use by 25 million bushels, corn for ethanol by 25 million bushels, and also corn for exports by 50 million bushels. So bottom line for the corn, despite the fact we did have a good drop on the production side, ending stocks falling from 1.929 to only 1.910. The trade was expecting a little larger declines as far as corn stocks. So therefore you can call this report neutral. Some might even call it neutral, slightly bearish here. As far as production changes on the world for our competitors here, no change on the corn production estimates for Argentina or Brazil in this case. Both left at 50 million tons and 101 million tons respectively here. So as far as the world production side, we did see a mild decline in ending stocks going from last month's 302 million tons to now about 296 million tons. As far as soybean side, no change on the production end here. Keep in mind, 3.550, that was a billion bushels, left unchanged from the previous month. Only change on the demand side was a 15 million bushel drop on the crush end of things here. So we actually did see soybean ending stocks increase from 460 million bushels last month to now 475. So that would be considered slightly negative compared with what the trade was expecting. Over on the world side, as far as soybeans, USDA did not touch Argentina or Brazil's crops, both seen at 53 million tons and 123 million tons, respectively. So no change there, and that pretty much was not expected here. As far as the numbers on the China discussion, we did see some minor changes on the crush end of things here, but USDA kept its import estimate unchanged at 85.0 million tons. Keep in mind, the last year ended at 82.6 million tons. So USDA is still sticking with its guns for higher soybean imports on this year. Over on the wheat side of things here, USDA actually was a little more aggressive in changing production than we expected to see. They did, in this case, drop some acres and also increase yield a little bit here. The net effect, though, was a decline in production by about 42 million bushels, now 1.920 billion bushels. And they made very minor changes to, looks like, food use as well as seed use. No change for exports and no change for feed. So bottom line for the wheat side of things here, we did see stocks decline from 1.043 billion bushels to now 1.014. Over on the world side of things here, USDA did make some moderate changes to Australia, European Union, Russia, as well as Ukraine. 3 of those 4 were increases. And that also did have a mild increase on the wheat ending stocks for the world side of things here. So main issues for today's report. USDA did drop corn production a little bit here. Much of that was offset with demand changes. So we'll call this neutral, maybe slightly bearish here. Some people might look at the world end of things on the corn and say slightly positive here. Over on the soybean side of things here, USDA's numbers were a little negative here. They didn't change production and they made a moderate downward revision to domestic crush. Over on the wheat side of things here, we did see USDA drop ending stocks, mainly due to that production change, and therefore we would call that very slightly positive on the numbers. So any questions about this report as far as marketing, how to trade in this environment, give Allendale a call, 1-800-262-7538.